Hello everyone, January the 5th. Wow, tomorrow they're gonna certify the president.
Oh no.
Alright.
January 6th tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's January 6th. I was actually listening to NPR yesterday as I was driving. The Republicans they were having issues electing the next House Speaker. And then without a House Speaker, they cannot certify.
Republican?
Yeah, and the Republicans control the House. They control everything, but they don't like the current House Speaker. I think it's Mike Johnson. They don't like him, but they need to confirm him. They need to re-elect him. Otherwise, Trump cannot be certified on January 6th. So they did voting, and then they had some internal. I think Trump probably said something. So the other people who didn't like Mike Johnson eventually voted for yes. So Mike Johnson got re-elected as a House Speaker, and now I think January 6th will be pretty smooth for them. There won't be any hiccup. Otherwise, it'll be pretty funny that they cannot do it. I think the one thing that Trump doesn't like is Jimmy Carter just passed away, and the decision is to fly flags at half-mast for a full month. So in his inauguration, the flag will be flying at half-mast, and I think he is not too excited about it. Alright, anyway. So yesterday we do shifting letters. So I have my method is this, right? And then it runs pretty slowly. Main reason is we have to create an array of array and then sort it. So overall the runtime is not good. However, that said, the idea is legit. So that's the correct idea. It's just I was deconstructing the shifts, making them like some other things, and then do it. Now, the official solution does not consider deconstructing the shifts. It basically creates an array with all the indices in S, right? All the indices, and instead of building up this current shifts like as we go through, it first used this thing called array difference, right? Use array difference. It's the same idea, right? If you do -1 if it shifts left, if it do +1 if it shifts right, right? You do the same thing, but you do it directly on this array, so we don't have to break it down. Now, the benefit of this is, we don't have to break it down. We don't have to create a new array of array and have to sort it. We don't have to do any of those. You just do it directly on the shift difference on this array, and then you do a prefix sum to collect the total shifts, so you know like how much shift you need to do for each letter. Now the downside is if I have only one element in this array, in this shift array, I still have to create this entire thing, right? But in this solution, if I have one, then we only have one individual shift. So this is only a size of 2. I don't have 2, so it will be, I would think it will be faster in that case. But overall, over long term, and it's definitely much easier to create something like this. So yeah, I wrote that yesterday after I finished everything. So I want to just cover all the ground, and let's do it today. New problem, I like it. Minimum number of operations to move all balls to each box. You have n boxes. You're given a binary string boxes of length n, where box I is 0 if the ith box is empty, and 1 if it contains one ball. In one operation, you can move one ball from a box to an adjacent box. Box I is adjacent to J if their difference is 1. Note that after doing so, there may be more than one ball in some boxes. Return an array answer of size n, where answer I is the minimum number of operations. needed to move all the balls to the ith box. I think the last sentence, each n side is actually considering the initial state. So basically we have the initial state, and then I say how many moves I need to move all the boxes to this position, and to this position, and to this position. So for here, you move this one here, so that's one move. For this second one, you move one here, that's one move. For this, I need one move, and I need 1 and 2 moves. Okay. I doubt we actually need to. I was thinking maybe this one is a DP, but I seriously doubt it. Anyway, let's try this boxes 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So the minimum need to reach here. So 0, 1, 2. So I need to do 1, 2, right? So I need to do 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 11. So but just the difference between the indices to this, and then the difference between all the indices to this, right? So this is going to be 1 plus 1, 2, 3. That's 4 plus 4. I think it's 8. That's correct. This I just need 5 because I have a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3. This I need 1, 1, 1, 2. That's 4. Yes. But this is just 1, 2, and a 1. That's 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4. Okay. So basically, I need the indices of all the boxes that has a ball. So in this case, it's 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, right? And then given a current index is a 0, I need to find the difference, right? This minus this, this minus this, this minus this. Actually should be the absolute difference, right? Absolute difference. So, and I have 1 absolute difference. I have 2 absolute difference, 3 absolute difference. So, okay. So basically we want to say I minus 2 plus I minus 4 plus I minus 5. Now the difficult part is it has to be ABS. Right? It has to be ABS. That make it a little more complicated. I mean, I can just brute force this. It's very simple, brute force it. But I'm wondering, okay? I'm wondering if there is any way to make the calculation easier. For example, if I know one answer, let's say I equal to 0, the answer is 11. So when I equal to 1, right, it becomes bigger, so it should be 11 minus 3, right? It's become bigger, so that's why it's 8. When I equal to 2, it should be 8 minus 3, that's 5. Now when I equal to 3, I cannot do 5 minus 3 because 3 is bigger than someone, right? 3 is bigger than someone. So essentially, we need to recompute, right? 3 is bigger than this, so it's not 2 minus 3, because the original is as we get closer, right, then the difference gets smaller, right? So minus. So now it gets bigger. The difference gets bigger. So that shall be the previous, right? Previous is 2. So that's only so it should be the previous, because I only have 2 left. So minus 2 plus 1. So that shall be 4. Okay. Now I go to 4. Again, because it's equal, so I can still do 4 minus 2. So that's a Oh, 4 minus 2 plus 1. Yeah, minus this plus this. Okay, so that will be a 3. And now I equal to 5. I equal to 5, so I have kind of 2 on the left hand side. So it should be 3 minus 1 plus 2. That's 4. So basically, I need to know how many is on the left and how many is on the right. And on the right, we'll minus. On the left, we need a plus. That I can do very fast. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, naive solution will work, but we try to do a little bit better than a naive solution. All right, so essentially what we want is std vector of int balls, okay, and for int I0i smaller than boxes dot size and I plus plus, and we say if boxes I is equal to 1, then balls dot pushback I. Okay, so we get all that, and then okay, result, and then we'll go through them one by one. We can say int j equal to 0, so this will go the balls, and int I 0i smaller than rest of size I plus plus. That's actually we need to use boxes dot size here. Okay. All right, and then we shall say if because we start at the beginning, right? So basically, if the 2 is the same, okay, so and then I move forward, and how am I doing this? I need to know where I am. So I'll say j need to pointing to a ball index that is smaller or equal. Okay, smaller or equal to I. All right, smaller or equal to I. So that's actually not right. Let's point no, larger or equal to I, or larger or equal to or smaller or equal to. Because in this case, I need to add, right? So I equal to 5. So it's previous minus 1. So yeah, minus this. So yeah, it should be larger or equal to. When you find it larger or equal to, which means if the current, so we shall say while j is smaller than balls dot size and balls j is smaller than I, then j plus plus. Right, we need to hit something such that balls j is larger or equal to I. Okay, and then what we can do is okay, I need to find the sum of everything first. Okay, I find everything first, and then I will do this. Okay, let me find everything first. So j equals sum equal to 0. Okay. I think it'll be easier to define this one above. Okay, sum equal to 0, and then I just do it along the way. I say sum plus equal to I. Okay. So now I know where j is. Then we say res I, okay, shall equal to sum plus something minus something. So what's the plus? Plus should be everything to the left of j, so plus j, right? So in this case, 0, 1, 2, right? So we plus 2 because that's all the way on the left. And on the right, in the minus, which is balls.size minus j. So in this case, it's 3 minus 2, so we minus 1, yeah. So if I remove this, I'll keep it this way, right? And once we done, we use the previous sum, right? So sum equal to res I. All right, let's see. J is 0, right? So if initially nothing, then it just be this and minus. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait a second. Minus. So 0 is everything, and I move to 1. So the minus everybody here. So it depends if it I mean, it will always start with 0, right? It will always start with 0. So I do believe you'll always start with 0. And if you always start with 0, don't need this. It's just going to be res 0 plus equal to this, right? And then this is just going to be res I minus 1. And then we're going to start from 1. Right, then we start from 1. And then j is smaller, no, so we don't do it. So we'll be on the previous, so we'll plus 0, and then we will minus balls.size is going to be 3. 3 minus 0, okay. And then at the end, we will return result. Alright, let's give this a shot. Okay, it looks promising. Let's write $17.69. We find all the indices of 1 in boxes. Then we go from index 0 to boxes.size minus 1. At each index we find the sum of the absolute difference between each index I and each index of 1. To speed up the computation, we can find the number of indices of 1 indices smaller than I and the number bigger than I. right? Bigger than I. The ones smaller than I adds to the total steps, whereas the number, if considering that we start from position 0, right? And the number of smaller number of indices, remember the one indices smaller than I add to the total steps, whereas the one indices larger than I.
I think they're all up and down.
Oh, awesome. Decrease. Remove from the total steps. By doing so, we can achieve it in ON. Yeah, sometimes Jumbo can be very cute to Jumbo. It doesn't happen very often. Alright, I want to run a few more test cases. Let's say we do this. Let's say we do this. And let's say we do this. And let's say we do this. Should be a good mix of different. Alright, this one looks promising. We'll submit it. And it passed with 0 milliseconds. Of course, it's 0 milliseconds because it's only 2,000. The length is only 2,000, so it's expected that it's very fast. Editorial. Now, like every time we have this daily challenge, there's always editorial. I think it's intentional. And this one, brute force will work. ON squared will work. Sum of left and right moves. Ah, that's what I was missing. It is the sum of left and right moves. Yeah, it is the sum of left and right moves. And if you look at this, you don't even need another one. Balls to the left. Ah, right pass. So we need to get balls to the right, moves to the right. Alright, I don't quite understand. So we go left to right one by one, and n minus 1 is gonna be this. And we say answer J. Oh, it's like 2 pointers, but you just do it at the same time. So you find the number of balls need to go from the left. You every time you hit one, you add it to it. And this one, wow, this is actually very smart. This is very smart. Holy guacamole. I love this solution. Alright, if you like something, you have to implement it. Let's implement this. See, that's why these days it gets slower for me to solve the problems. Like, I remember a certain point in the past, I was able to do, multiple questions in one day because I never really have to read the tutorials. But now I did, and it actually feels good because you get to see the real brilliant solutions. Alright, this is the official solution, which uses the same idea as solution 1, right? But it's very smart, right? We consider going through the boxes twice. In the left to right pass, we accumulate the number of moves needed for all the balls to the left of the current index. We then do the same from right to left and accumulate the moves for all the balls to the right of the current index. Add them together, we will have the solution. The brilliant part of the official solution is that we can do these 2 passes in one go. That is the brilliance, right? That's the brilliance. All right, let's implement this. So I only need to get results, right? Size, that's all I need. And we do need the moves. So basically every time we go left to right, every time we hit, I need to know how the total moves I need, right? I need to know the total moves. So every time I hit an index, I need to know the number of moves I need in the left. And I add myself to it. So what I don't understand is why there are 2 for this. I think I just need to know the moves, right? Moves from left and the moves from right. That shall be sufficient. So what I think is we have moves from left and moves from right. Okay. For int I 0I smaller than boxes of size I plus plus. Alright, so for the current one, say res I, so we say left pass, left to right. So res1 will plus equal to moves from left, and then moves from plus equal to boxes I minus 0. Right, if it's a 1, then we oh, I see. I do need, because every time you move forward, everybody's move to the left they'll increase 1. I see. So int balls from left, balls from right. Okay. So initially I do this. And then because I move to I, so balls from left plus equal to boxes I minus 0, right? So I increment that, and then moves from left shall plus equal to balls from left. And then I'll move to the next one, right? So everybody will have to increase by balls from left number, so I can do that. Okay, then right to left pass. So res. Oh, we need. Okay, so here is going to be n minus I minus 1 plus equal to moves from right and balls from right plus equal to boxes n minus I minus j I minus 1 and moves from right plus equal to balls from right. And at the end, we'll return res. Okay, let's check if it's correct. And this is a ON solution as well. Yep, that looks about right. Good. That's the end to this problem. I'll vote it. It's a good question. Not very hard. All right. Let's take a look at this. You're given 3 integers, n and k. A good array of size n is defined as follows. Each element in array is in the inclusive range from 1 to m. Exactly k indices I satisfy the condition I minus 1 equal to I. There are a number of good arrays that can be formed. Oh, very abstract, huh, in this one. So I have a good array of size n, okay? And each element is from 1 to m, okay? And I need exactly k indices of I such that its value is equal to the previous one. All right, let's give an example. An example will help. So n equal to 3, so I have an array of 3 values. M equal to 2, so everyone has to be 1 or 2, right? That's only. And k equal to 1, which means you only have 1 indices need to satisfy this. So 1 indices, and I has to be, so let's say, because k equal to 1, right? So I say this one needs to satisfy, okay? So this one is satisfy, I can do 1, 1, and this cannot be equal to 1, 1, 2. I can also do 2, 2 to 1, right? And what else? One, two, two. Oh yeah, because this one is satisfied. Now we say this one's satisfied. So I have 1, 1, I can do 2. And I can do 2, 2, that's a 1. Yes, that's 4. Okay, let's try another one. N equal to 4, M equal to 2, and then K equal to 2. So K equal to 2, that means we need to have 2 indices that satisfy. Right, so 2 indices I can say one is here, and then one is here. Right, one is here and then one is here. Or one is here and then one is here. Right? Or one is here and then one is here. Oh, that's just like a combination. That's 3 choose 2. It's 3. And for each one of them, because 1 and 2, so basically these 3, because I can choose 1, so it'll be 1, 1, 1, 2, or I can choose 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay, that's good. In this case, I can do 1, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 2, 1, 1. In the last case, it can be 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? And a 1, 2, 2, 2. So that's 6. And the last example is we have 5. So no adjacent need to be same, because I have choice of 1 and 2, so it's either 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, or 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, Lord, it looks tough. Any ideas? Well, I think k equal to 0 is an edge case. We just need to make sure that nothing. Damn, nothing is. Well, if k equal to 0, right? If k is equal to 0, then none of the adjacent needs to be the same. Which means if I in the first one, I will always have m choices. And the second one, I have m minus 1 choice, because I cannot use this. The third one is m minus 2 all the way to 1. Now in this case, I have 2, and then just going to be 2. So that's k equal to 0. Now if k is equal to 1, so we have one position, right? So we have one position. Now just kind of thing. We have one position. So if I choose this position, okay? If I choose this position, and then these two must be the same, right? These two must be the same. So they basically have m. So this has m, and this will be m minus 1, and then will be m minus 2 all the way down to 1, to the end. So whenever we hit 1, or we don't hit 1, it doesn't really matter. One of them will be either you go 1, is whichever is earliest, so you go down. We just choose this, right? And we can of course move this one here, right? So I can do this, right? The next one. So the next one, then like these two will be the same, right? So they have m choices, and the one before has m minus 1 choice, and then behind is m minus 1 choice, and all the way to 1. Or I can say this is m choices, this is m minus 1 choice. Alright, this will be m minus 1 choice. And oh, wait a second. That's actually an interesting idea. Exactly, what's the difference? Right, what's the difference? The difference is back in here. Oh, that's not m minus 2. This is, this is m minus 2 because they cannot be the same, right? And this is actually not m minus 2 because this is take m, and then we need to make sure these two are not the same, okay? And these two are not the same, but this can be equal to this. You feel me? All right, so the first is gonna be m choices. This is m minus 1, but this is also m minus 1. Because all I need is to not be different, to not be the same as this one. Right? So this is actually not true. It's just have m choices here. This is m minus 1, and this is m minus 1 as well. Like if we say k equal to, not k, m equal to 4. We actually try this, m equal to 4, right? We can say no, n equal to 5, m equal to that's 3, k equal to 0. First position is 3 choices, second position is 2 choices, right? And then the third position is 3 choices again. Because if I choose 1 in the first, I choose 1 in the first, and then the second position I can only choose 2 or 3. But if I choose 2, then the third position is, actually not 3, it's 2, right? Third position I can choose 1, I can choose 3, I can choose 1, I can choose 2, right? So it's just gonna times 2 all the way to the end, which means for this scenario, the answer should be 3 times 2 to the 4th power. Awesome. Right, 2 to the 4th power, so that's 48. Okay, let's try this. We say 530. We'll probably need to return something. I think it's 48. Well, the answer is 48, right? And if we say k equal to 1, okay, if k equal to 1, then if k equal to 1, then I say, okay, I choose this, so that will be 3 times, again, we can consider this as an entity, so that will be 2 to the 3rd, right? Because I consume 2, I don't have 3 left, plus I do this, right? And then I have 2 here, and I have 2 to the 2nd. So basically this times, because I can do 4 different, right? I do 4 different. I can, because I have 5, I can do, this is entity, 2, 3. Yeah, I said, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it'll be this. This will be 8, 24. 24 times 4 is 96, right? So basically we say if I do 531, there's a powerlifting program called 531. So it should be 96. Yeah, 96, right? So we basically solved both of these problems. So now I think it's the most interesting one. What if we have m equal to 3 and then k equal to 2? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So k equal to 2. Basically we need combination, right, to find where can we put those two. So I can do here, 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 right? That's essentially 4 choose 2. 4 choose 2 should be 6, right? Or I can do this, 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 this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right, I can do these 6 different ways. Now for each one of them, so for this, it's adjacent. So if it's adjacent, then these 3 must be the same. Right? So for this, these 3 must be the same. So let's call them 3 times. Now we have only 2 to the second power. So for this, then this and this must be the same. And these two cannot be the same. So if the first one is a 3 choice, this is a 2 choice, right? And this is a 2 choice. It's like 1, 1, 2, 2. Then this can be 1 or 3, right? It'll be like that. Now we do this and this. First is a 3, and this is a 2. And this is also a 2. So it's the same, right? In this case, it's the same. Okay, so these 3 conditions are exactly the same. So how about this? We have these 2 the same. So this is so that's, oh, hold a second. Oh, yeah. So these 2 are the same. Actually, these 3 are the same, right? So let's still time this. Okay, now how about this and this? Right, so this, if I say this has 3 choices, then this one has 2 choices. And these 2 has also 2 choices. And the last one is these. So it's also 3 times 2 to the squared. So that's just 3 times 2 to the squared times 4 choose 2, which is 6. That's 12 times 6 is 72. Okay, let's see if 72 is correct. So it's 5, 3, 2. $72. Let's be more bold. N equal to 5. Okay, M equal to 3, and then K equal to 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So K equal to 3 is before choose 3. That's 4. All right. So when we choose, we have 3 pointers. So if we say 1, 2, 3, then in this case, it's going to be 3 times 2 because we only have 1 3 left. Right. Now, if I move this one here, then I have 1 is here and 2. So 2 entities. So that's still 3 times 2. And then we have this. And then we say this and this. All right. Then we have 1 entity, 2 entity. That still is this. Oh, now we move here. That's the last one. That's the same as this one. So 3 times 2. So that's 3 times 2 times 4. That's 24. So did you find some interesting pattern out of this? So it should be 24. Yep. So the pattern seems to be just need to find how many free ones, right? So when that doesn't matter about your combination, right? You can have your combination, and whenever you do your combination, the ones adjacent, they all form one entity, right? And then, so the adjacent one forms one entity, and the single ones forming another entity. So basically just count how many entities we have at the end. So now I have a question, right? I have a question. What if I have, all the entities that they are split, like I have one here, one here, one here, and one here. Right? So it's like I have one entity here, one entity, one entity, one entity. Let's do another one. So I have one entity. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I have 5 entities in total. And in our previous example, we have 2 and we have 3 entities. So 2 has 3 entities. 3 has 2. I mean, this depends on. So I need to find how many entities are there, right? So the question is, how many entities are there? Now that depends on the combination, right? Different combination will create different entities. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are talking about 10. So this is the most split out. And if these 10, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if I go all of them are together, 4, 5, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this is one entity. 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5 entities, it's the same as this. So we need to prove it, right? So basically the idea is the number of entities is the same, right? And it's the number of entities is n minus k plus 1 is the number of entities. I guess except from when k is equal to 0. No, plus 1. Because you minus this have to plus this 1. So essentially it's n minus k. That is the number of entities. That's why when it's 0, right? When it's 0, I have essentially 5 entities, right? I have 5 entities and n minus k. So this is the number of entities. So one of them is going to be 3. So times, no, one of them will be m. So times m minus 1 to the n minus k minus 1's power times n minus 1 choose n minus 1 choose what? Choose k. Right, n minus 1 choose k. So if we go for Python on this, we'll say one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So we say m times, I remember the pow. Building function. Pow. A mod. Yeah, we can do mod. So pow n minus 1, n minus k minus 1. Mod equal to mod. Times this times math combination. Math.com. Okay, math.com. So math.combination n minus 1 choose k. And we'll return this whole thing mod. Yeah, let's try it. Might as well, right? Yep, that's it correct. That is correct. I think now we just need to prove it. right? We need to prove it. Prove, this I can prove. This part I can prove as well. What I cannot prove is the number of entities. Okay, that's the part I need to think about, how to prove number of entities. And we'll leave it for another time. I need to prove that given k, right, given k, then the number of entities is guaranteed no matter how you combine the k, no matter how you do, then the number of entities is always n minus k, right? The number of entities is always n minus k. This is what we need to prove. It's always n minus k. Actually, I need to see. Do they have a... No, they do not. They do not. That's fine. We just need to prove it. If I can prove it, it'll be fine, right? Given k, and then there are going to be n minus k entities. That's all I want to know. And yeah, I'll think about this tomorrow, but we did solve this. Anyway, that will be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.